Hi, my name is Katie.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Annie.
Is that what you'd like to be called?
Yes, thank you.
Let's get started. So first I'm just going to explain to you what we're going to be doing during our meetings and how things will go.
Okay.
So we'll have meetings once a week here for an hour. Since it's our first meeting, it'll only be 15 minutes though.
Okay.
So basically my job is to help you in the best way I can.
Okay.
I'll be asking you questions and you'll be doing most of the talking, but I'll ask some questions if I'm having trouble like understanding things. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can ask me questions too.
Okay.
It'd be nice if you'd think about what you want to talk about before you get here so that we can use our time efficiently.
Okay.
I also talked to you about confidentiality, so everything that you say here will stay between us unless it relates to harm or abuse, whether you've been harmed or you're thinking about inflicting harm on yourself, or you're thinking about harming others, or if you've been abused or would thinking about abusing other people.
Yeah.
So how I like to start my meetings is by using something called the mood meter. So basically, you're gonna plot yourself on this. So unpleasantness to pleasantness. This is the least pleasant you felt in your whole entire life, and then this side is the most pleasant you felt in your whole entire life.
Gotcha.
And then energy is lowest energy, like you're really dragging, and then high is really excited and full of energy and having trouble sitting down. So if you plot yourself on there.
I think I'm more of a yellow right now.
Okay, so higher pleasantness and higher energy.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have a word to describe that?
Probably more like, I'm trying to think, maybe mellow.
Okay.
But
That's a good mellow yellow.
yeah.
Okay. So I like to use that because it helps me know where we're starting.
Okay.
And also helps you kind of realize how you're feeling too.
Okay.
So talk to me about what brings you here today.
Well, I'd probably say about 90% of it's probably anxiety and stress dealing with school and everything.
Okay.
Because it gets overwhelming sometimes.
So you seem a little frustrated with your anxiety. So why has it gotten worse, you think?
Well, I used to work at a bakery on the weekends because during the school week I would have school, obviously, and so I wouldn't have time. I would be doing homework and stuff, but my grades have been slacking because I'm spending 16, 22 hours every weekend there instead of applying it to school and homework and studying. So I feel like it's a great stress reliever on one hand, but on the other hand, it's kind of holding me back, I guess, from achieving the best possible scores on all my tests and being the best student that I could be.
Okay.
In the dental hygiene program. So.
Okay. So you would say that working was sort of helping you cope with your anxiety, but now it's gotten a little worse.
Yeah.
So what other things cause anxiety? Do you have any other causes other than school?
I'd probably say a couple outside factors, just like stress in general that, our age people, like 20-year-olds go through. I guess, like, am I going to find a job when I graduate? Am I going to have student debt when I graduate? Am I going to be able to find a place to live? How am I going to support myself if I can't find a job? Am I doing the right career path? Just kind of stressors, that everybody thinks about every now and then. So, and when you have those and then school, that's where the anxiety flames up.
Builds up and it's a little overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you tried other things to help with your anxiety? Maybe while you were working, but now you're not. So have you tried different things?
I've tried to, I guess, cope with it better. I've always been bad at coping with situations in general. So I usually just avoid it. And I guess I was putting it off for so long, my anxiety, that I just got to a point where it's like you either need to make a choice about controlling it or you're going to let it control you. So I went to my doctor and talked about how I was feeling and stuff. So he put me, and I tried therapy and counseling, and it didn't really seem to work that much. So I was kind of like at a standstill, and it's not that the therapy like didn't work. It was more like I was more stubborn than trying to get it to work for me. Like I was really standoffish towards it. So I was like not in the mood to like let it try to help me and stuff. So yeah, and then I went to my doctor recently, and he also put me on a medication called Zoloft. It's an anti-anxiety and antidepressant.
Okay.
So we've only been on that probably 2 weeks or so. So I've been trying to let that work a little bit, and yeah, just trying to deal with that and rely on that more than just like trying to avoid it like I used to be.
So was that the first medications you've tried?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tried therapy before.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else like holistically, like just yourself?
No, I can't really think of anything more. Just I'm trying to think. No, I think that was the only, because I tried to like make time for it, but then again I just don't have time.
Okay.
So it's like trying to manage that.
Okay.
On top of like trying to deal with it. So
okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you're feeling a little beaten down and kind of exhausted with trying so many different things.
There's no solution
to cope with this when you don't really have time to cope with it in the first place.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about what happens when you become anxious, like physically or emotionally?
I get really bad. I've had a couple panic attacks where I just psych myself out, and I've come more into understanding and in tune with my mind and stuff. And it's more of just like when I'm thinking about it, then it becomes real. And so like that's another like coping mechanisms where I just avoid it and like let it go until one day when it just bottles up so much that I can't, like I have to show it attention. So I've tried I'm trying to think. It's more of shaking, panic attacks, my heart beats really fast, typical like symptoms and stuff of anxiety. And it's more like when I'm stuck in that kind of situation, I just can't get out of it.
Trouble getting out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so why do you think now, it seems like school is the biggest stressor, why do you think that's the thing that sent you over the edge to then again seek out counseling?
Yeah. I think it's probably because my grades were partly starting to suffer from it, and I think it got to that point where it bottled up so much that I exploded, basically. And I was like, I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, well, you can make a choice on whether or not to like let it control you or you control it. So I didn't want it to control me anymore. I was sick and tired of it. So I'm trying to find a solution to not let it control me anymore. So
okay.
Yeah.
So is it just a lot of work, and that's why it's more than you've ever experienced?
Yeah, and I think it was because I've taken it easy the past 2 years in college, and no program is like rigorous like that. This program isn't as easy as I thought it would be by any means, and it's a lot more rigorous. It requires a lot of sacrifice in any aspect of your life, and it's basically like I describe it as you're in a boxing ring, and you're fighting somebody, and you are taking shots, and then you fall down. But you do get back up, but then you get 3 more shots in the face, and then you fall down. But you keep having to get up. So, and I'm like, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So, and that's how anxiety is for me too. So.
You've obviously thought about it a lot since you have a metaphor.
Yeah.
And you mentioned at the very beginning that you're worried that you might not find a job with this, or you're in it so far now that
Yeah.
You can't really turn
And
back.
I don't want like my time to be like wasted if I don't, you know, find a job, or if I even don't graduate or make it to the semester. I don't want, you know, all that time and energy spent. What was it for? For nothing. And I don't want it to come to that situation, because when you work so hard on something and you give your all in something, and then that's the payoff, it sucks, to say the least. So.
Okay. So we've been talking a lot about negative things. So let's talk about a few positive things. So
Okay.
Can you tell me what you like to do for fun?
Okay, so I love to read. I love Nicholas Sparks books, and that's a great stress reliever. I love to go on walks with my mom at this park by our house, and drives to go get ice cream at Grader's. Basically, like, anything that doesn't involve school, or like, I don't know, any kind of stress, I used to think of work as a stress reliever. So, I mean, even busy work like that helps to just take my mind off things. Anything that takes my mind off things really helps. Even doing laundry, you know, or like cooking a meal or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see a completely different change when you talk about that rather than talking about school.
Things that I enjoy.
Things,
things that don't stress
more
me out. Yeah.
And seem happy.
Yeah.
Can you think of a happy time when there was no anxiety in your life? It might have been a long, long time ago, but...
I'm trying to think. I think anxiety is always going to be there. It's just choosing whether or not to, let it flare up and let it bottle up like I always do. I think it's more of, you can enjoy any time, you can enjoy times with your friends and family. It's just, don't let the anxiety overwhelm you or become so invested in you that you can't take your mind off of it or have enjoyable times with the people closest to you and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. What are some words that you would describe yourself with?
Well,
or other, if it's easier, what are some words that other people would describe you?
Well, my mom would think that I'm charismatic, genuine, hard worker, smart, pretty, her baby girl, passionate, driven, I don't know. Anything
do you not necessarily think of?
It's like, sometimes it's just like where I do think that, when I get a good grade on something or like I have like success, that's when I think that I am those things. But, every other percent of the time I don't. Just because I think that's just how I deal with stuff. I just don't think of myself that way. I don't think highly of myself, so I'm always working to better myself and everybody else's eyes instead of my own. So.
Okay. Well, just from talking to you for a few minutes, a strength that I have seen, you're hardworking and you're persevering in finding help.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're working hard, going through very many solutions to try to figure out. Okay, so with everything that we talked about things that cause your anxiety, we talked about school a lot, strengths that you have, and fun times and everything like that. What do you think your goal, or multiple goals of coming here would be?
Okay, well, I think, the ultimate goal is just to let anxiety not be a part of my life anymore. I think coming here, 1 hour every week will help. It's more therapeutic, where I can just break down, tell you what I'm feeling, let it all go, and just be here in the moment, and not worry about anything else besides trying to better myself. So So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you think, or how do you feel our meeting went? Do you feel hopeful about this, or are you a little still reserved?
Before I came in here, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think it was going to work at all because I've had therapy sessions in the past where it just doesn't work because I think I was too stubborn. But now I'm like in a place where I'm just
You're
fed up with
open
it. Yeah, and I'm way more open for help and everything. So I'm going to give it my all this time.
Well, sometimes people do view therapy as something weak because you can't figure it out yourself, but it actually does show a lot of strength to take the initiative, like you said.
And I can totally see how it would. It's just before I was just so closed off and not open-minded at all. So.
Okay. Well, I hope that I see you next week.
Sounds
encourage
good.
you to keep
Thank
coming.
you. Yeah.
And we'll do feedback every time so that we can make changes if things aren't
Awesome.
very well.
Great. Thank you. It's nice meeting you.
Too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.